try to find the sunny side of life.
Hi, I'm Harry Marks, and this is Let's All Go to the Lobby, your introduction to the film you're about to watch. Up next is MGM's 1952 romantic comedy starring Gene Kelly, Debbie Reynolds, and Donald O'Connor, Singin' in the Rain, directed by Stanley Donen and Gene Kelly. Telling the story of silent film star Don Lockwood, played by Kelly, and his bumpy road to romance with Kathy Selden, played by Reynolds, Singin' in the Rain is something of a jukebox musical before those were a thing. The movie was made to showcase the songs of producer Arthur Freed, just as 1942's Yankee Doodle Dandy had done for George M. Cohan. The script for the film was written around the numbers after the fact. But even though Singin' in the Rain was a review of Freed's music, a few songs were written specifically for the movie. Most notably, Make 'Em Laugh, performed enthusiastically and acrobatically by Donald O'Connor. It came about when Stanley Donen and Kelly realized O'Connor didn't have a number of his own, so Arthur Freed and composer Nacio Herb Brown came up with Make 'Em Laugh, though even that wasn't wholly original. It was little more than a retooled version of the Cole Porter song Be a Clown, which had been performed in the 1948 MGM musical The Pirate by Judy Garland and Gene Kelly. On screen, Singin' in the Rain looked like a lot of fun to film, but the reality was much different. The Make 'Em Laugh sequence alone put habitual smoker Donald O'Connor in the hospital for several days afterward. And Debbie Reynolds later recounted her experience making the picture as one of the hardest things she'd ever done, right up there with surviving childbirth. The 19-year-old actress had no formal dance training when she was hired, so Gene Kelly took her under his wing personally to teach her his choreography. He worked her for hours a day until her feet bled. After the three stars had finished filming the Good Morning sequence, which took 15 hours, Reynolds had to be carried back to her dressing room and remained on bed rest for 2 days afterward. And the worst part? Kelly wound up using the first take anyway. Gene Kelly was something of a tyrant on set, with co-star Donald O'Connor practically terrified of upsetting him for fear of being on the receiving end of one of his screaming sessions. As for Kelly's hardships, he filmed his iconic dance number for the title song with 102-degree fever. The scene took several days to shoot, and Kelly went through hell to finish it. Though when you watch the film, you'll notice the sound of Kelly's tapping is quite crisp, despite his footfalls being dampened by puddles of water. Those taps are all thanks to the film's uncredited assistant choreographers, Carol Haney and Gwen Verdon, who danced with their feet submerged in buckets of water on a soundstage after filming had completed. But all of these hardships were eventually overcome, and Singin' in the Rain went on to become one of the most highly regarded movie musicals ever committed to film. Roger Ebert later called it a, quote, transcendent experience. So strap on your tap shoes and stay up all night as you watch Gene Kelly, Debbie Reynolds, Donald O'Connor, Gene Hagen, and Sid Charisse in Stanley Donen and Gene Kelly's 1952 masterpiece, Singin' in the Rain.